Hi everybody. Before I get started on, the craft along, I did a haul. I had gone to see Vintage Moss on Vancouver Island for a nice visit, had an awesome time, and she took me into Duncan, which is about an hour drive outside Nanaimo. And they had this craft store that apparently has changed hands. And they said, oh, they've done such a lovely job in there. And, we're losing our craft stores right, left, and center out here. And so it was nice to actually go into a craft store. And I found a bunch of stuff. Fortunately, I had saved some money, so I went a little crazy. First off, they had this Me+A beautiful twill. And I love the bees. So I bought a few meters of that. And also a few meters of the music notes, which are really nice too. That's upside down. There we go. I use a lot of this stuff. I still can't find the twill with the pointy finger on it anymore. I don't know who made it originally. I did get it at Joann's a long time ago, and they no longer carry it. I did a major Google search for it. You can find it in the washi tape. But this was twill tape, and I really liked it because I love tea staining it, and it just looks really cool. Anyway, I picked up some of these Chantilly metal knobs. Now, they're the same thing as the Tim Holtz, but I really like this antique gold color. I use that color quite a bit. And they're the Prima ones, I think, are cheaper than the Tim Holtz here in Canada. $8.60 Canadian, so that's probably about $5 in the US. I don't know. I don't know my prices. And oh, I was so thrilled. I bought the tiny scissors. So one of my subscribers mentioned these, and yeah, so I've been wanting them for quite a while. I love the case. I mean, come on. How cute is that, right? I picked up this from Kaiser Craft. The only one I don't like is, I'm not wild about that butterfly, but I like everything else on here. And what did I pay? $11.80. So something like this online, I know, just like $3 US. I know, but welcome to Canada. This one, I don't think you guys carry that in the United States. Maybe you do. It's Woodware Craft Collection. This is so cool for, I just thought steampunk, right? I don't know. And you can cut this right out. So you've got like a spyglass, or magnifying glass, whatever you want to call it. Let's see, does it say? Oh, it's made in the UK. So maybe you do have it. $7.70. So come on now, UK, it's cheaper than a US. I think this is no, this one's made in China, but it's from the US, I believe. No, actually it isn't. It says on there, kaisercraft.com.au, which is Australia as well. Anyway, doesn't matter. I had the money. I paid for it. I picked up the Graphic 45. These are the policy envelopes. These are square, and they come in the red with cream, and then the cream with red. And I'm working on that. I'll show you, we're going to be working on this. Well, there's a lot of red in this. Plus, I'm going to show you a sneak peek of my new kit, which I'd already started before I went on this trip. And when I found these, I thought, oh, yeah, gotta have those. So I bought them in several styles, like 2 styles, I should say, 2 different colors. So this one came with the black and the cream, which is universal. This black I actually bought for this kit that I'm working on. That's Vintage Moss. It's her kit. I love this Graphic 45 die. It is gorgeous. A clock with a giant tag. I just envisioned so many things with this particular die. Ridiculous price, but I paid $26.50 for this die. Yeah, I know. Mine is about 33%, and that'll get you the US price, right? I mean, that's, yeah. And then I found this from Kaiser Craft. The only thing I don't like is that it is one-sided, which kind of bugged me. But it's so neutral in its palette, and it comes with all kinds of punch outs as well. I love the background papers. And now I use the 6x6 quite a lot for cutting out dies. I like the weight of it. It's a little heavier than paper, but not quite as heavy as some of the cardstock, you know, that you can get. This one, although, is, yeah, that's 2 sheets. So it's, I'd say, about a 45-pound weight. It's about a 45-pound weight. And I like this weight. So, I mean, some of them are just awesome. So you know that frame that I cut out a lot that's done by Tim Holtz? Ornate frame, I think it's called. And it's a big die. I use a lot of 6x6 in that, and you just get a beautiful, you know, pattern on it, and just changes the look of it each and every time. Anyway, it's got some gorgeous paper in it, and I just saw so many things in my head. Anyway, got that. Not that I need paper. And then I picked this up. Beautiful. This, I believe, is from Poland. All these papers, and they don't have any SKUs or anything on them. They were expensive, but this one came 2-sided. Now, I'm not sure if it's exactly lined up, and you can't see through it in the light. Like if I hold it up to a light, I can't tell if when I cut one side out, I'm gonna get that on the opposite. Hard to say, but I'll find out. Anyway, I bought, isn't that awesome? This is like the Tim Holtz, you know, but they're bigger, which I love. I thought they would be so cool in a vintage style, you know, journal. I bought 2 of these because one I wanted for ephemera, and the other side, don't you just love that? It's got lines in it. Plus, I want to study it and figure out how to do different things in Photoshop. That's how I learn, right? I look at paper, and then I get inspired and do different things. Okay, so that's 2 of those. I bought 2 of these, again, because I love the stamps on the one side, but I love the background on this. And I kind of envisioned, you know, gluing this to the outside of one of my journals with a smaller type picture in front of it, and then you get that really old book look. So love that, and you can get 2 because it's 12 by 12. So I can cut 2 and get 1 book out of this, and then the other one I can have for the stamp side. I went nuts at the store. I spent a lot of money. And then, don't you absolutely adore this one? Oh, come on. It's unreal. So many layers to this that you just stare at it, you know? And I figured out how they did this, so I'm gonna be trying that in a kit. See what kind of looks I can get out of that. But they all have such beautiful B-sides to these papers. So I bought, they only had one. Janice Vintage Moss, she snatched up the other one, so I didn't want to fight her for it. I could have taken her though, just saying. Okay, love the side of this one. Love everything about this page, the colors, and don't you love this side too? I mean, it's gorgeous. So this is all from the same collection. I have no idea the make of this. I did find that funny about the store is there was no prices on the paper, and there's no little signs up above the paper packs, or individual sheets basically. I think they came in a stack and they just took them apart because you can feel the glue on the edge. I mean, that's no biggie, I don't care. But yeah, there was no pricing or even saying where it was from. But Vintage Moss's mother came with us as well, and her name's Joy, and she's going to be designing for me. She makes beautiful journals, but she doesn't have a YouTube channel, so I asked her if she'd design for me, and Janice will film and put it on her channel, but I will put the link on my channel so that you guys will be able to go and see the work, because she is really good. And, you know, she just brings a different dimension to what I do. She does different things than me, so it'll be nice for you to see my kits done differently, and it'll give you more ideas on how to use them. Don't you love this? Oh, I just love this so much. And then this side had the tags on it, which, you know, thought that would be so cool to cut out. And then this one's beautiful. This is just a beautiful background page that I think I have upside down. Yeah, there we go. That's how it looks. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. The colors in it are completely me. Anyway, picked that up. Then we went to an art store, and I didn't get much of anything. I did buy an extra spray bottle because one I swiped out of my craft room to use for my wigs, because if you spritz them down with water, you can style them a little bit better. And I was tired of going in and out of my room. So I picked another one of those up, and I picked up a Copic pen, which is no big deal. But I specifically wanted the tracing paper that you get there. I mean, it's $12 Canadian, which is actually really good. You get 50 sheets. It's a 25-pound weight, but I can get 2 pages out of one sheet. So for me, that's 100 pages for $12. And it's quality tracing paper. It's not dollar store. I do use dollar store, but if they don't have the one I like, I don't bother. And what's nice is they're all packaged with this really nice heavyweight cardstock. It's beautiful, so I'll be able to use that. But it's a gorgeous tracing paper. Isn't that nice? And I specifically wanted something white, and I'll show you why now. Okay, this is the start. It's not what I've got totally. I'm going to flip this over so it's blank. I haven't finished the kit, but I have a start on it. So I have 8 pages done. I know, right? It's white. Come on, Cheryl, what are you doing? Aren't you vintage? Yes, I am. But I wanted to challenge myself and do something completely different. And I came up with red, white, and black. I find it striking. I love seeing people in those colors. I think they're striking. And, you know, not everybody likes vintage. Not everybody likes to tea stain their papers. So with this kit, I'm doing not only the patterned, they're all floral, they're all red flowers. So it's very simple, and I'm naming it red, white, and blue. Sorry, red, white, and black. And I just was figuring, you know, I like using 12 pages. That's my ultimate kit size, because you can use them and make 2 signatures or 3 signatures if you're getting like kind of chunky and you like adding different types of paper. Like some people like adding, like I do, the tracing paper, the tea stain paper. I like adding graph paper, you know, whatever. So then you're starting to get thick, right? So you can split them in 3 and then get a really nice size journal without, you know, compromising the versatility of the book, in that you can open it easier if you're not overstuffing your book. So I try and design 12. Now, so far I have 8. The difficulty is a lot of these patterns I'm having to make myself. So they're a little time consuming, as well as finding some really clear, nice red and not orange red. I can change colors, yes, but then it changes the leaf colors. Now, I can get around that by cutting out just the image and layering the image after I've changed it over top of the leaves. That's a lot more work as well, which I'll probably end up having to do on some of the pages. So this won't be out anytime soon, but I just wanted to show you what I've done so far. And what I did was designed, so this matches this. So you can print this full scale onto the back of this, and then it's matching, right? And then what you do is you flip it over again with the same pattern, okay? And then you come up to this pattern. And again, I've done, this one I didn't print on the back yet, but you flip it over, you'd have this pattern on that side, and then you'd have that one facing it. So I did, so basically you're going to have 12 journal pages and 12 pattern pages. So here we go. I really love this because, you know, Hawaii, right? It's my thing. This pattern I did, you know, I had to assemble myself. So that took me a little while. There's the journal page of it. Poppies are one of my favorite flowers. It's hard to get a nice red. I did alter this one slightly. It was more orange. It's a little bit more red. Still has orange, but you know, it still goes, I think. So you can see I printed on that side. And then I printed the journal page. And then another poppy. Geranium. Another beautiful rose. I love this one. I did add a little bit of white, but that's, well, it's kind of creamy. But it still looks really good. The red is what pops out to me. And that's it. That's all I've done so far. Like I said, there will be 12 in total. And hopefully I can get that done for, I'm figuring probably the middle of February sometime. I'll do a full video and show you all the ephemera and all that kind of jazz when it's complete. But I just wanted to give you a sneak peek. And so now let's get on with this. I've decided that, I gotta move some of this stuff. I've decided that I want to do flip outs on this. And what did I just do with my paper? I had a piece of, maybe it's stuck to something. Nope. Oh my goodness, Cheryl, what did you do with it? Oh, that's kind of bizarre. Oh, there it is. Haha. Okay, now I'm running out of room on my desk here. And here's, I had done this incorrectly. I forget what I did wrong, but, oh, I know, I punched it looks terrible. I can use it for here. So I'm going to cut that because I want to do some fold outs. But I have to do them on here because all of Janice's journal has a beautiful edge, which I don't want to cover up. So I'm going to be altering all of the tea-stained ones with different things. So this one in particular, I want to do a flip. So I need my cutter. And I think I'm going to cut it 2 inches, I think. Yeah, I want a fairly decent size one. So let's go with 2 inches. And I'll use this for something else. And then separate my book. As you know, I like to work with it all together. So this is going to attach here. I wonder, maybe I should do it this way. And then I can use this as a tuck. So you don't lose your whole journaling because this will go edge to edge. So you can journal right across it like that, as well as open it up and journal in through here. But then you've got a tuck in here for some ephemera. Now, I'm not going to punch these out first. I'm going to stick them down first, let it dry, and then go back and punch it out. And if you've got a little bit, you know, if it's too long, a little bit too long, doesn't matter. You can go back and just trim off the top. So, boy, I haven't done this in a while. Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't been in my craft room. Ooh, well, I guess I have technically been here, but I've been sewing. I had planned this trip to go see Janice, and I had promised her that I would make her a travel tote because she was supposed to come with me to Hawaii, my last trip, but things happened and she couldn't come. So I took my other best friend. But I had, promised her the tote because she liked mine. Basically, that's what it was. Anyway, I finally got to it. Oh my goodness, it was fun. Sewing again, I haven't done that for a while. Anyway, I felt bad. She had been waiting for the tote for like a year and a half. Yeah, I kind of procrastinate when it comes to sewing. But I got it done, and I was pretty happy with the results. She loved it, and yeah. So just line that up, and just take my bone folder, give it a good scotch in there, make sure it's sticking all the way down. And then I'll have to set it aside to let it dry. And then I'll go back and line up my holes and punch it out. Now, I had a paper towel yesterday. So I haven't really crafted in a while. And then, of course, I got the bug for designing. And yeah, when you are a little OCD, you do some strange things. Well, I do some strange things. I won't generalize, right? Not everybody's like me. But if I start designing, I have a difficult time working in my room. Okay, that's not wanting to come off. I'll have to soak it. I do the same thing when I eat. I don't know if you guys do this, but when something's on my plate, I have to eat all of one thing before I move on to the next thing. It's just weird. I thought this would be really pretty with, something punched out here. Where's my little pokey tool? So this is from that Love Art. This is where I got it from. I'll link it in the description box of this video, as well as the discount code. They have good dyes, and they get new dyes all the time. I hadn't been on their site since I first introduced them, and I am compensated for showing you guys these. I get my dyes from them for free, or whatever I order, whatever. I mean, they have more than just dyes. But I'm not going to lie to you either. And they know that. I'm going to give honest reviews. And if I don't like something about something, I'm going to say so. Because I hate that when people don't, and you buy something on someone's recommendation and find out that, yeah, it's a pack of lies. That's not me. It's not what I do. I punched out some of these because I thought they would be pretty to put in there. I have some leftover reds. And I don't often use red. And if I don't end up using this in this book, I'll use it in mine. Right? Because it's red, white, and black. Just trying to find that little... There it is. But yeah, they come out pretty good, I have to say. I really like this one. It's really pretty. And this one. Now that was a single run through, I believe. I probably could have done it twice. Do you guys find that the smaller of the dies are always more difficult? I ran these through together, and this one punched out pretty good, but not all the way. So I think I'm going to run that through again. I could rub over it with metal, but it's just easier to do it again. I'll be right back. I'm not going to pause. It'll only take a second. that makes any difference. Yeah, it did. So I want to say one thing. When I had used it for the very first time, I actually demoed it for you guys, and I was so impressed. It did cut it the first time through, but this cardstock is thicker, definitely thicker than what I used. I used cardstock the first time, but this is much heavier weight. And I think it's because it's got that, what do they call that? Orange peel feel to it. So it is definitely thicker. So that, I guess that's probably the reason it didn't cut through the first time. Anyway, they come out pretty good too, I have to say. And then I try with my toothbrush first, because sometimes that's just a heck of a lot easier. So yeah, coming out really well. I love intricate dies, but you know, you guys who use them, they can be a bit of a pain, right? So I'm thinking these flips, I'm gonna have to do something layer wise, right? I'll have to remind Janice too to put those corners. I think I showed you the corners. I'm pretty sure I did. I gave her the file, and so she's going to put them in, you know, in her store as a free gift. So you can, you know, if you like that kind of thing, right? Yeah, aren't these pretty? That one I have to run through again, but this one is really, really pretty. I love this. Now this I don't want on here because it's too big, but I was thinking of using something like this. See, didn't that red just pop? Okay, now I had, here we go. Do have some, here's the corners. So there's red and black. And I'm not sure what else. I think I have flowers, paper flowers. That might be nice, right? Now, there's a lot of beige, a lot of bright blue, a lot of red, and there's some Kelly green in this kit as well. Now, what did I do with my paper flowers? Boy, you sure can tell I haven't done this in a while. Oh, there they are. So I got rid of a ton of things. I kept these because you can colorize these. And they're a nice size. Now, there's little ones in here too. I love this one. I don't want to get two-dimensional, but that's pretty, right? Now I can do one of two things. I can spray them, or I can ink them. Now, what should I do? Well, I can always try spraying them first. I believe I actually have a nice green. Hang on one sec, let me get my cart. And I think it's a Lindy Stamp Gang. Yeah, here's some greens here. What have I got? Lucky Shamrock. That might have too much blue in it. Let's spray a piece of paper and see what it does. One thing I love about Lindy's is, you know, when you've got the, what is it called? Tattered Angels, you can't shake your bottle like this or it completely clogs. With Lindy's, you totally can't. You can shake it any way you want it. And it still sprays. So this is a Starburst. Now, with the Starburst, you're going to have the shimmer, but you're going to have two different colors in here. So I'm going to hold that up nice and close. You see how it's a beautiful green, but it has a blue as well. So it might go and it might not. Janice has put a tag, this color. Isn't that great? What a great color. It might go with it. So we'll see. I'll give it a spray. I haven't used my sprays in forever. I'm going to spray it off camera though, so I don't take the chance of getting it on something I don't want. Okay, and then I'll just... Boy, that green shows through. It is so, so pretty. So that's a lovely green, and the shimmer on it's amazing. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. Now with Lindy's, you can also use a paintbrush, dip it in, and paint it on. So let's try doing that. And I'm going to do it with the bottom one. And grab a nice long paintbrush. These are so cheap. These I have to glue half of them together, back together again. Okay. Let's start in the middle because that's the part that's going to be covered mostly. Sorry, I know I'm covering it up. Oh, I think I've got two there. No, I do. Doggone it. Oh well, I'll use it. Okay. Don't have to do the back even. Look at that. Okay, let's give that a little... Where'd my paper towel go? How am I always losing stuff here? Oh, it's right in front of my nose. And then always put it back together because you know what'll happen. Okay, let's give that a dry. Because it will definitely lighten after it's dried. Flip it over, dry it that way. What a pretty color this is. That's nice, isn't it? Wow. Can you see that? Oh yeah, you can. Totally. Oh, what a pretty color. I love the back of this color too. Nice. So the other thing that I discovered when I'm drying stuff with wet mediums, like if you use a spray, say a tea stain spray, and you spray it, if you dry from the top, you're going to lighten it. If you flip it over and dry, you're pushing the color back to the surface. So it's just a little trick I learned, which is why I flipped this one over, to push that color back up. Okay, so I really like that. And I think I'm going to do this one in a cream. I think that would look really pretty as a cream. I have another one that I really, really like. It's called Opal Sea Oats. Oh, did I tell you what that was called? Lucky Shamrock Green. There you go. Lucky Shamrock Green. Beautiful. But my favorite one that I use all the time is Opal Sea Oats. If I can find it. No, it's green. So it'll be in the front. Oh, this is another one I love. This one's called Glory of the Seas Gold, and it just gives a gold shimmer. It's clear, but gold shimmer. Beautiful. Now, they have several like that. Now have a different name. That's a starburst. Oh, here. So this one will have a bit of a yellow background. This one won't. This one's a glitz. So anything that says glitz has no color added to it, just the shimmer. This one has a gold green shimmer. Now, where is it? Here it is. Okay, this one's called Opal Sea Oats. And you can tell by the background color, it's mostly like a beigey color, but it has a lot of gold in it. It's extremely pretty. So I'm going to spray that one. I'm not going to paint it on. See how it goes really kind of browny with the gold mixed in? So it's definitely not a light. You can get it really dark if you want, or the less you spray, obviously you're going to get it lighter. Oh, I love that. Absolutely love that. That's why I always look like I have nail polish on, because I spray my thumb. Okay. Now that looks really dark. It's going to go lighter. I have to get this out of the way, or I'm going to get it all over everything. I just love the gold in this. It's a darker gold, like an old gold kind of a color. Don't be afraid to mix your sprays together. You know, just experiment. That's what I love about Lindy's is if you go light, they're kind of a translucent. The more you build them up, the darker they get, obviously. But because they're translucent, you can add a different color. You'll get different ones popping through because they don't spray in a flat, even way. So you're getting a really cool look. That's actually quite nice, right? Now, in my books, I have been known to use the little acrylic dots for the center, but I find them bulky. So I tend to use stickles. And that way you can get the stickles nice and flat, but you know, you're filling up that center. I'm going to go ahead and glue this together. Just the center because I want dimension. Now you can go ahead and add, you know, eyelash trim or cheesecloth, whatever. If I do that, I'm going to do it underneath this whole thing. If I do that instead of they're small flowers, so I'll do it later. These look nice together, though. And then grab my stickles. I think you guys have seen my huge supply of stickles before. I do have colored ones as well, but I don't think I have one that I want on there. No. Good luck getting it back where it belongs now. Oh, I did it. Could just do clear, I suppose. It's got a gold hint to it. I actually really like this color. What is this color? This one is called Platinum. But it's very warm. I always think of platinum as being quite cool, but this one is very warm. That again, with stickles, you can mix them together. There. I can add a little bit of gold to that if I want. I know I'm going to get asked about the holder. I got that at my local craft store, you guys, so I'm sure they carry them somewhere. Add a little bit of gold to this. That's pretty. There. Now that you definitely need to set aside for a few hours. It's fairly thick, so that'll take a while to dry. So I won't be putting it together yet. However, I do want to see what the layout will look like. I'm probably not going to use that red. Go away, you guys. There. But I have... Where are they? Oh, I have some of these. Oh, I found some more stuff. Yeah, all this stuff I forgot. Yeah, I can add that. Those are corners too. That's part of the kit. And did I show it? I don't know if I didn't look up. Did I show it? That part of the kit. But she also has these, which are really neat. Those are cool. A little too big for what I'm thinking in my head. And there's all kinds of... I have one cut out, but I don't know what I did with it. What are they called? Wax thingamajiggies. But I have these cut out. Let's see. Yeah, something like that, right? I think that'll look nice. I think I can go ahead and cut that corner now. So I'm going to set this on the top of this. Come on. I have to move that down. Better. Okay, set that over there. And let's cut this corner. Oh, for heaven's sakes, go away. You ever have those days where nothing works right away for you? I think it's this one, right? Yes, it is. Okay. So I do it upside down. Oh man, that's pretty full. Why is that full? Oh, that's why. It was tracing paper. That stuff doesn't cut very easily. There we go. You do want to make sure your punches are clear of paper. Okay, then turn it upside down and line up your holes if you can see them. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is add a little dot so I can see the color, or the hole I should say. I can line that up properly, as this will punch out anyway. So I know you guys can't see this, but well, apparently I can't see it either. I think I need black. Where's my black? It's just... I don't have to do all of them, just a couple, so I can line them up. Oh, that's better. Now I can see it. There you go. So that lined up, didn't change the existing holes. It's all about patience. Some days I have it, some days I don't. So hopefully this means I'm back in the saddle again. I feel like going to that craft store sort of inspired me, gave me so many ideas. And you know what? It was so cool because I had never been to a craft store here that actually had journals on display. Always cards, tons of cards, which I'm not really a card maker anymore. Yeah, that looks nice, right? But they had journals and a ton of journals. So that was really awesome. Gives you a lot more inspiration, I think, when I find a lot of dies also are designed for cards because they're small. And sometimes I want longer dies, right? You put it down the side, which is why I like punches, because you can just keep going. So I think that'll look nice with some of this leaves. Yeah, maybe something like that, with the flower. And that'll dress up that. And then I probably should do, maybe I could just do a single tuck that doesn't fold out. Or I could trim this in another color. Did I print extras? I'm not sure I did. Oh, and the memory just came back when I said to you guys, I'll tell you why I wanted just white tracing paper. Now you know, because of the kit that I'm making. All of my tracing paper is already tea stained, so I had to buy some more. And I'm going to add it to that book when I finish the kit. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to use some of this, right? As a belly band. That'd be cute. On like a bright red. That might be nice. What else have I got? Ooh. How about if I use one of the tags? Oh, don't you dare drop that. One of the big tags now. Where is the big tags? Oh, here. I don't think this is actually part of the kit. I don't think it is. Oh, hey, I just had an idea. What if I attach this to this, and attach that to there, make it a flip so it will fold up so you can write on your page, but it also has another writing spot. That'd be cool, right? And it's a little bit, and this is already cut perfectly, really, because you don't want it to stick out. So you want it a little bit smaller. And then I just have to cut this part off, and that could be my hinge. Trying to think now, what's the best way to do that? Double hinge it. I have to double hinge it. So I need one that will fold back. For the page hinge. And then I need another hinge to go from here to here. So I just, cut another piece of the paper. Okay, let's try that. Just take the part off that I messed up. Now, because I want the full thing. You could get away with just doing a little glue, to the top, but then you'd have to crease this part, and I don't want that look. So I'm going to make a hinge this way. Yeah. Okay, so let's just mark that so I know where I want to bend it. So now if you glue this to that hinge, this will fold all the way up. And then if you put another hinge, which I think I already have one cut out somewhere. Ah, I do. It doesn't belong to this kit, but it goes fine. And it's a nice narrow one. And then you glue this hinge to this side, then the whole thing will pop up. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I need to ink this first though. And I think I'm going with black. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I need to put my sprays away too. Okay. This might be nice with a little bit of trim on it too. You could corner round it at the bottom. Looks nice. I do a very light hand when it comes to black, especially because I don't use black a lot and there's a lot of ink in the ink pad. So if you're not sure about using black, just build it up. Go slow. Okay. Now, I don't really need this that big, so I'm going to trim that off. Oh, just cut myself. A little more. That's good. So, going to glue this one. Sure when you do that you're not gluing them together. Okay, so that gives you your one hinge. And then before I do the other hinge, I'm going to decide if I want to corner round. I think I do. But I think I want to trim as well. What am I going to use on the bottom, you guys? It's fairly long. If I put it right at the top, I can get a nice trim on that. And I want something already tea stained. Let's see. What have I got? I love this one. This one's so pretty. That's actually perfect. I'm going to do that one. Yep. I ordered a whole bunch of real thin trim, but it hasn't come yet. So I might, let's see, which one I like better. Or I don't think I have anything in red or anything like that. It's not a color I typically have. Hang on one sec. Let's see what I got in here. No. I had blue. I don't think that'll work though. No, not on this one. It's a nice blue though. Nope. I don't. So it's a choice of leaving it or I don't know which one I like better. And I can't hear what you guys are saying. I do like this one. It's pretty neutral. This one might be a bit too light. Yeah, I think I'll use this one. I don't really have anything else that would go. Not really. Okay. Let's just cut a piece. So I think I'm going to corner round that first. Maybe just small. Let's try the small first. Yeah. I don't know. I think I want the bigger one. Yeah, let's try the bigger one. Yeah. Yep, that's better. Okay, so let's glue that on there. Alrighty. So there's that, and then to cut a piece here. Now this is where you don't want to make a mistake and glue. See, this sticks out a little bit. So if you put your hinge all the way to the edge and glue, you're not going to be able to lift this one all the way up without tearing your paper. So this is where you want to make sure that you're going to cut it same length as the back piece. So all these little cut-offs from background paper, I keep them for that reason. They make really great hinges. So you guys in the comments can let me know what you think of the new kit and what suggestions you might have for including ephemera. Like what kind of ephemera pieces you'd like. I know what my favorites are, but it's not about me, right? It's about you guys. I mean, definitely there'll be two size of envelopes, one for the center, because you know I always like doing that. And I love mini envelopes, so there'll definitely be mini envelopes. I'm thinking some kind of frame. Simple frame though, so you don't have to worry about cutting it out too much, you know. If it's too ornate, it's way too hard to cut out. And of course, your typical tags and postcards. I'll definitely do postcards. But what else would you like to see? Belly bands? I don't know, what else? That's kind of pretty, right? I'll make sure that it's centered edge to edge though. Yeah, right about there. Okie dokie. Yeah, like I said before, this book is not going to have flaps in it. I'm going old school, you guys. Going to do corner flips and all that jazz. Kind of miss doing that too, you know. Look about right. I'm just eyeballing. That's about right. I just want to make sure that it's not sticking up at the back. There we go. Now, if you want to get fancy, you could put some cool washi tape across the top here if you wanted. Or another little die, or it's too small. What did I do with the red? Hang on. Paper over here. Yeah, that's the center. It's still too small. Thought maybe cutting in there. Oh, you know what'd be pretty is a doily. Now, where are all my tea stain doilies? have small ones. What did I do with them? Oh, I know what I did with them. Hang on, they're in my box. Doilies. Here we go. Pink. It's not wide enough. I could do that. That'd be nice. I have a ton of these, so I don't mind if I mess it up. Well, let's go. Well, let's start bigger, just in case. That'll work. And that kind of dresses the top of the page. You could make it a tuck if you wanted. I don't think I will. It's pretty flimsy, but it's a nice way to cover up that piece there. And then I'm just going to go around the edge here. I should give you an update on the renos, although it makes me crazy talking about it. Looks like we're not going to get our deck until sometime in the spring. We had taken, well, we had my niece's boyfriend fix the drawings. I told you that. And then we had to take it back to the engineer so that he could approve the changes, which is fine. They didn't charge us for that. They're awesome company, I gotta tell you. Because we've been there 3 times and they haven't charged us for all the extra stuff that we've had to go through. And anyway, they approved it. And so we've had all the drawings redone, updated, everything's where it's supposed to be. So then my husband, before he called the city to have them come and do the approval, he called them and said, do we need to, you know, bring the drawings in and have you approve the drawings again? And they said, oh yeah, you have to do that. So off he went. Well, that's pretty too, isn't it? I think I like that better. Anyway, off he went and got there, and they said, oh yeah, no problem, that'll be another $277. My husband went, see you later, and walked out. He was really, really, really upset. And yeah, I can't blame him. That $277 was more than what the actual permit cost us. And all this was an update. So we haven't started because we have no approval. And he came home and said, that's it. I'm tired of dealing with this. We're not doing anything about it until the spring anyway. Because, you know, that week we ended up getting a ton of snow, which is weird for us. And it stayed. And it got really cold, below freezing. I think it was -8 Celsius, which is pretty darn cold. 0 is freezing, right? So if you're Fahrenheit, you know, you go back from that. Yeah, it was cold. And we don't usually get cold like that. But he says, well, we can't do anything anyway, right? So I just agreed with him, and I was disappointed, obviously, but hey, is what it is. And so we have a yard full of holes and nothing else right at the moment. So I think I'm gonna do this, you guys, because I can make this a tuck for a little tag. That'd be so cute. I just have to mark it so I know where I want to cut it. I want to cut it there, and I want to cut it there. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at the moment. In limbo. But I guess really it's kind of good. He needed the break, I think, too, physically. He's been doing so much work, and not just here. He's been helping my brother build his garage, which is a huge work garage. I think it's 35 feet long. It's really big. So he's been, oh, and then he got hit on the head with a piece of gyprock, and it was the ceiling gyprock, which is longer and heavier than your wall gyprock. Smacked him right on top of the head. Knocked him right to the ground. And my husband's a big guy, like he's 6'5". And it knocked him right to the ground. And of course, being a man, wouldn't go to the hospital. But, I grilled him. Do you have a headache? Are you seeing double vision? Are you nauseous? Did all the checks, right? And he said, no, totally fine, totally fine. And he was. I mean, he had an egg like you wouldn't believe. It was like a ostrich egg on his head. And it kind of, it didn't cut the skin, but it made a red mark, right? It looked like a part down his head, because I guess the edge of it hit him sideways, and it made a ridge along the top of his head. He seems perfectly fine now, and that's been over a week ago, so. But wow, I tell you, these guys, right? I said, were you wearing a hard hat? Well, no. Yeah. But anyway, my brother's getting closer and closer to finishing. He's got all the concrete's all been poured. All the gyprock is now up. And then he's got some guys coming in to do all the mud and taping. And then he can move all of his huge equipment that's in my garage back into his garage. So yeah, I mean, Ken hasn't been able to put the molding around my French doors in the kitchen because he can't get to his saw because my brother's got all his crap in my garage. So it's just been a hurry up and wait situation all around. We did, however, get all the kitchen painted, which was nice. Okay, I'm going to leave that to dry. I'm not doing any more right now, you guys. I got other things I have to get done today. So I hope this wasn't too boring and, just yammering away. But anyway, it's so good to be back. And I hope to read some comments. I like to know what you guys are thinking. So let me know about the new kit, what you think, what you'd like to see. And yeah, I'll do my best to accommodate. Okay, take care till the next time. Bye.